Wait. All right, we filming? Okay.
Yeah,
so
they get paid to take
topic number one. Christopher Loveboys got knocked out. Sorry, Christopher, but it's such a good nickname. Christopher Lovejoy.
What happened?
Video has emerged. It's on the No Jumper Instagram. He got knocked out.
That's AI, bro.
No.
That's AI. That's not real.
Yeah, he got slugged on.
No, that's AI, bro.
Nah, I think you and I both know that's not true. So let's talk about it. Your closest confidant went through your ultimate nightmare of getting knocked out in public, even though he did sign up and get into a ring in order to do it.
Where at? Where was it? Vegas? I didn't see no fight in Vegas.
Overseas, wasn't it Germany or England?
That's AI, bro. You know if it's overseas, that was AI. That 600 didn't.
So you're gonna force me to go look this up?
I'm just telling you, bro.
It's right here. It's okay.
I'd have known that. I told him to come in today.
600, aka Christopher Lovejoy, gets knocked out in the first 15 seconds of his boxing match. Doesn't actually specify where it is, but definitely the footage is out there.
So did he drop his head and fall over?
Yeah, that's basically what happened.
Yeah, so what happens is he's been having this stomach flu. And he's been having this his skin starts to itch. Like, so if you don't give him the right amount of Benadryl, he goes through this reaction. So if he kind of like did this and like fell, that's probably what happened. Probably his medical. And I told him not to go. You know, whenever he eats shellfish, this type of thing happens.
So before we started filming, you were telling me that he basically, that his boxing record is bullshit, and that you could get me to have the same boxing record as him if I just went to Mexico for a few weeks. And
well, I will say this: the majority of his fights, as he talked about,
I looked it up, 23-2, which is normally a very good record.
The majority of his fights happen in Mexico.
Right.
So, shit, it ain't like they was like not taking away from Mexicans, because we got some hard fight Mexicans.
Well, he's really giving Mexicans jobs out there.
So what are you talking about?
He's beating them up, but they're getting paid, presumably, right?
Yeah, they're getting paid.
Or maybe they're beating him up. We don't know.
I seen him the reason why I know about his condition, because the same thing happened in London. It was Floyd Mayweather thing, and he was on the card.
He was on the card.
And he was like, man, you got some Benadryl? I said, what you mean? He was trying to get to me. I'm like, bro, why would I have Benadryl on me? He was like, man, you know, I ate some shrimp.
He thinks you're the pharmacist.
And yeah, look like I don't know what you got going on.
Right, we got some King pills right here. Which, by the way, that person, King Pill, has announced that he would like to box Christopher Lovejoy now that he's been blocked out of the 4Extras fight.
That might be doable.
Pretty good, right? I mean,
that's doable.
Lovejoy needs a fixer-upper now.
No, that's
he needs
doable.
Something to get him on his feet again,
might be doable.
literally.
His homeboy called me yesterday, Time Bomb from 456. And they was a little bothered about some of the things that's been going on, and they just wanted to make sure that they could have a little time to clean some things up and make sense out of some things. A real respectable dude.
Like what kind of stuff?
I guess all the little stuff he been doing. I don't know, bro.
Lovejoy? Or King Pill?
Yeah, the other dude. Yeah, I don't know him. But no, you know what? But I think 600 might whoop him.
I mean, he's definitely got the experience.
Yeah, long as I give him his Benadryl and he don't eat shellfish prior to the fight, 600 gonna be ready.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I think King Pill and him, that would be. I think a lot of different people in this No Jumper cinematic universe, I think, have inflated senses of confidence when you're dealing with people. Like, granted, there's natural talent in boxing, and you get experience from going to prison and fighting in there, everything like that. But I'm kind of sick of seeing people who don't train, who don't practice, who don't have any kind of boxing experience, and don't live as if they are trying to get more experience, acting as if they're just going to walk into a ring and dominate, because everybody else in combat sports, from boxing to UFC to whatever, but leading up to a fight, they work hard to get their cardio in shape, to work on their striking, everything like that. And I got to sit here and listen to King Pill and 4Extra tell me that there's no reason for them to train ever. And they're just going to be able to walk through everybody.
Well, they going to try to get somebody out the way. You get in the ring with a boxer, you're boxing. So the odds of you just continually locking up with this dude is slim to none, especially if his footwork is right. He gonna run your ass around that ring until he see you getting fatigued, and then he gonna go in for the kill. But you know what? My man Steve Marcano has a fight coming up that 600 is scheduled to be on in Florida. I'm gonna call him and see, because this is like for Dominicans. Okay. And I think 600 is like 28% Dominican. Really? So he's fighting as a Dominican.
What? You can just switch your race up for boxing purposes?
I mean, if you part Dominican, you part Dominican. I mean, shit. Cuban, I think he all Cuban. Your mom and daddy is. So if you part Dominican, you part Dominican.
Well, you don't really need to like fight as a race in a boxing match,
no, but
right?
I think this is like something going on. I got to call my man Steve Marcano. He'll let me know. I might could slide him in there. But you know, this is the thing. It's business, Adam. Mm-hmm. And a lot of these dudes, they come with a lot of riffraff. Mm-hmm. You know, because they be thinking something gonna happen or somebody's trying to do something to them. When it's business, it's business. If somebody want to do something to you, they ain't gonna conduct no business. They just gonna make you their business. So you can't show up, a bunch of people, come with your little crew, you know, 7, 8 people, your trainer, whatever. Come do your little thing and go on about your way, because really ain't nobody paying you no mind, for real, for real.
But you don't think the problem with one of these boxing matches, if we were to set up a no-jumper-oriented boxing match that had all kinds of different personalities from our world boxing, you don't think that there would inevitably be some problems with the entourages?
Not if I had something to do with it, because the way I'm going to set it up. First of all, I don't really care about the seating capacity of it, because the range of no jumper is a worldly range, right? So now we go to the pay-per-view aspect of it. Secondly, you know, I wouldn't do no more than 1,500, 2,000 seats.
But there will be people there.
Yeah,
and some percentage of them are going to want to kill each other.
But no, it all depends on what people you put there.
Right. Well, just for example, 4Extra and King Pill, let's say that had worked out. Well, you've got a lot of unruly gang members who are going to be there and are probably going to want to get into some shit. Well,
the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go get with Brother Tony Muhammad and Brother Pitbull from the NOI, FOI, and contract them. For some reason, when they're working the doors and working the floor in the parking lots, people seem to respect it. Okay. All sides, you know, for some reason. So I would definitely bring the NOI, FOI into it. And then you got to have your standard basic security, because at that point in time, we got insurance hazards. We got things we got to worry about. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people don't understand is, and I tell people, when people say, Wack, are you a street ninja? I come from the streets.
So everybody's just saying ninja now? Just the old school N-word's just gone?
I said that for YouTube. Okay. Right. But when it comes to the business aspect of it, no, definitely not. Nothing about me when it comes to business is that. So I'm going to put certain things in place and in play to make sure that the business is right. I can't have a dude come in there and we 80 or 100,000 into the ring and the production, and because you want to mad dog somebody and do something crazy, right? Destroy the night, because once it's done, then we can't get our money back from them. You know what I mean? So I'll let people know. I have an obligation to tell the streets, hey, you may want to watch it at home, pay-per-view, because these doors are being monitored. You being searched. You being screened. You got the NOI, FOI. And when you're doing things like that these days, the local police department is going to make you.
That's what I was thinking.
Bring them into play.
NOI, good. LAPD, also good. They should be there.
No, definitely. You have to do that. But what I'm going to do is let the people know, hey,
right,
this is what's here. Now, you decide to bring your dumb ass up here on some bullshit and get caught up. I'm telling you, for a certain price, you can watch it at home. Smoke weed, get high.
Have a watch party.
You could do whatever you want to do. You could do some Diddy shit. Walk around throwing baby oil. I don't know what y'all got going on.
I feel like...
You know about that.
No.
You know your name
never
is in the
seen baby oil.
transcripts.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, yeah.
You're thinking of someone else.
No, your shit came up.
You're thinking of Trump.
You and Leonardo DiCaprio.
You were on the island with Trump.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm thinking, though... You were on the island with Trump for sure. You probably had the observation that I've had that there's a big difference when you do any kind of organized event. There's a big difference between gang members and drunk gang members.
Definitely.
From my perspective, that's usually where the wild card stuff starts
Majority
to come in.
gang members between the ages of 38 and up are sensible. They come and enjoy themselves.
Right.
And they're going to be the voice of reason. Unless you a direct threat to them, they're not tripping.
8 drinks later.
Yeah, you get a few of them. But if they're with the right crowd of homies, it's going to be contained.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Either they're going to get him out of there or they're going to supervise him. But nevertheless, I tell people like, bro, the street business isn't even working for the streets. They're shutting down cookie stores, right?
You talking about Memphis?
Cookies, no, I'm seeing them. Burners thing, I've been seeing them on the internet today.
Oh, the weed brand.
Yeah, so and that was the last feasible, real, partially legal drug business, right?
But you're saying the cookie stores are getting shut down all over LA?
I've been seeing them shut down.
I wonder why.
Something they was, but I mean, brother, I remember when they was 5,000-6,000 for something. Now it's 800 to 1,200. It's more weed out there. Oklahoma now is legally to grow. So people that was coming from Texas, 1,500 miles, they can go 400 or 500 miles and get their thing less risk. I believe New Jersey is to grow, and New York, I believe, could distribute now, right? So now all that back and forth over here is over with.
I mean, it's
done.
It's kind of wild just because, like, almost everybody I know buys weed through black market means, that they're not going to a store.
They don't have to come this far no more.
And they're going to charge you so much more that it's like anyone who's even a little bit serious about weed at some point is going to switch over to getting their weed from a source that's going to charge them half as much, better product, and not go to one of these super expensive dispensaries where you go in and you spend $100 on an eighth. That shit realistically only appeals to mega normies and tourists.
Ray J told me, I was watching him roll a blunt. I was mimicking him on his Twitch. And I'm like, how much weed is in there? He said it's an eighth. So he said he paid $85. So I said, well, add in your little blunt papers.
Exactly.
You just set $90 on fire. Right. Now, how high you got to get? Do you have to smoke? Is it that it's expensive? Or, because see, to me, like, $85 worth of weed
sounds crazy,
is a lot of weed.
For any drug.
I remember the little zigzag, you know what I'm saying?
All right, well, let's say you smoke 5 blunts a night. You spend $500 on getting high. I mean, that's not a casual weed smoking thing. You're like a crackhead, but way worse, because no crackheads are spending $500 a day on crack. I think that realistically, smoking weed through a blunt is just like a very inefficient way to take weed in. It looks cool. You're just not
it's
really
like tobacco.
If you really just wanted to get high, you would get something like a dab setup and you'd be hitting the wax or something like that. That's like a fairly efficient way to take weed in. I don't know. It's more of like a flex.
So here goes the thing, man.
Thing, honestly.
I'm up running around all day. I went at home and played a little Fido and Fetch with R&B.
What is Fido and Fetch?
That's our business. And then you come sending me a text talking about first 12 o'clock, then 11 o'clock. I'm like, babe, he wants us to be down there at 11 in the morning.
I was moving around because I was trying to make it to my mom's birthday party.
But you know, you my brother, I'm always going to adjust. I'm like, whatever you say. But yeah, brother, like right at the end of us playing Fido and Fetch, you sent the text. She was a little irritated. She said, what? I said, yeah, we got to shower up and go to bed.
So she hasn't actually had enough. She's still thirsting for more.
We're playing Fido and Fetch.
And that's some sort of dog thing? I don't know.
Yeah, that's our little thing. Don't worry.
You hide the bone.
Details. No, don't worry about the details. You know what I'm saying? Just know we both get our turn on the leash.
So she walks you around on a leash?
Bro, I didn't tell you what she did. I didn't tell you what I did. I just said we both get our turn on the leash.
Okay. I mean, I think everybody out there assumes that you do freaky shit that we don't know about behind the scenes.
Any couple together.
I'm talking about you.
Any couple together that doesn't do freaky shit with restrictions. You're just a bore and you're waiting for somebody to take your man or somebody to take your woman.
What's your no list?
No men involved. No men involved, no penetration.
Upside down pineapple.
No upside down pineapple.
What is that?
J Diggs' ex, white chick. I was gonna bring her.
Weren't you supposed to run the fade with him?
Listen, I don't know the dude.
Oh, okay.
Been clout chasing for 3 years.
Okay.
So, but you know, if we run into each other, it's gonna be what it's gonna be.
Okay.
This is a dude again, Adam. I think you got some of these people that you never heard of, don't know, and they just come up with their own fantasy problem. I mean, never talked to, never seen, never did no business, never seen in passing, and then now they just create a problem.
But mine are usually like no-name random YouTubers who just popped up in the last 6 months, whereas J Diggs, realistically, that's a pillar in his community,
No,
a very
he's not.
respected guy.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
Bro, you know how much, you must didn't hear the content.
What?
His girl, she exposed him, white chick. I was gonna bring her, but I told R&B, Adam gonna wanna hit her. I said, Adam gonna wanna hit this. We might have to bring her down. But I got the content.
Okay.
Yeah, she sent the content. She bust my eye. And she says, Wack, he does this thing called the upside down pineapple where he makes his ass clap while he's on his hands, bouncing up and down, making grunt noises.
You're telling me J Diggs does this?
Yeah, we got the content.
Okay.
So, you know, she came to the 100 side.
You have a video of this?
She sent it. I swear to God.
And I can see his face in it, because I will acknowledge that as being a real thing if you can show that.
No, I told her, she said, Wack, here go a picture of his face. I'm his woman. She said all the text messages. He said, but you know, if I'm here at the edge of the bed and he's on his hands bouncing up and down, so she sent his face. This is her, this white chick.
Doesn't really look like J Diggs.
That's J Diggs, like a motherfucker. Oh, that's J Diggs.
Looks like a random.
No, that's J Diggs.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's not, right?
No, that's J Diggs.
I mean, I interviewed him. Doesn't look like him.
Oh, that's J Diggs. What you talking about?
It looks like a very different person, like not the same person at all.
That's J Diggs. What you talking about, fool? That's him.
Okay, and it's the close-up of his face. There's no booty shaking or anything like that.
Who? Oh, no. We got the upside down pineapple.
Let's see.
It's upside down pineapple.
That looks like just a dude banging a vagina.
No, he's upside down, right?
Yo.
So what he does is he goes to the edge of the bed, puts his hands on the floor, she said his feet be by her ears. She turns on the camera. He knows that she's recording.
He's hitting it upside down. I don't actually know what that position is called.
He calls it the upside. She says he calls it the upside down pineapple, and he says, "Baby, are my ass keep shaking? Are my ass?" Like he likes to make his ass like something crazy. I don't know the lady. Her name is Bree. White chick. You know, fairly decent looking white chick. She's from the Bay.
I mean, what I saw in that video looked like heterosexual sex. If anything, his ball sack looked a little gray.
Here goes the thing.
Like a gray sack.
I could be laying down on the bed naked.
We all saw it.
Laying down.
Mm-hmm.
This nigga's upside down with his hands on the floor, jumping up and down, making his ass cheeks clap, telling the chick to record it, and baby, is it turning you on?
I didn't see any of that. Booty popping on the handstand is what R&B calls it.
There you go. I can call her. She'll tell you.
No, I'm all right.
Yeah.
But we have more intense things that we need to talk about, namely the fact that everybody is pulling up to everybody else's neighborhoods.
Pulling up to some seat.
L.A. is in a state of
Here's
turmoil.
the thing with me, right? And I'm going to say this. Pulling up to somebody's neighborhood, right? If you're on that top of time, and videotaping yourself pulling up to the neighborhood tells me you just saw some bozo shit.
Some clout chasing?
Because when we pulled up to somebody's neighborhood on that top of time, we went through the streets and we went to the blocks where they at. And if we didn't see that person, then we left a little reminder that we pulled up in the neighborhood.
Like killing a random person?
I mean, no, ain't no random. It's like, you know, you got to remember, I'm always guilty of being where I'm from every day.
Okay.
Right? So when you clout chasing like that, now what happens is now you have gotten attention of the neighborhood. Right? 4Extra's neighborhood is way bigger than him. He's a molecule when it comes to what that neighborhood stands for and how deep it is. It's more people that don't understand the internet over there that do. So now you get the penitentiary phones calling. You get the dudes in the streets that don't even know how to work their phone saying who's this, who is that. And this is why I'm getting calls from people's neighborhoods saying, look, Wack, we ain't looking for these type of issues because we already got our own issues where we at, right? We ain't got no issues with these people, but we know this dude is representing what we representing. Can you put me on the phone with these people over there? And that's what I've been doing for the last week or so because it makes no sense because people will do away games, right? Don't think because you over there, people won't drive over there and probably won't see you. But the chick that said they be on this block, when they don't see you, guess what they do? They wet the block. Now, is that worth trolling somebody in their neighborhood?
Right. Because
why didn't he just pull up and catch 4 extras here? If he catch 4 extras walking out there, or he pull up, 4 extras gonna give him a fade right there. 4 extras ain't that 4 extras gonna give him a fade. He just not giving it a promotional fade. If he run into 4 extras, right, he gonna give him a fight.
Okay, when I talked to King Pill about this yesterday, as you can probably tell, because his fake perks still on the table. Anyway, I was asking him about this and telling him, you know, you've really made this more serious than you probably intended to because
you
now...
playing.
Huh?
You playing.
How am I playing?
Because
I was trying to set up a boxing match.
I'm gonna be real. I'll tell you how you playing. You go over there to a very prominent neighborhood, and they acknowledge you.
Where?
You acknowledge them.
What neighborhood are you talking about?
4 Extras neighborhood.
Okay.
Right? You did something ordinarily they don't let people do. Right? But, and I'm gonna tell you because I started to get the blame for it. They really was saying, Wack, you got the Crips out the building and brought the Bloods in. I didn't know what they was talking about because I didn't know that you had went to New York and I had no idea. You didn't even tell me you was doing that, right? I had no idea, right? So now they look up and they see you, and I know what you're doing. You just doing your little content thing and seeing if there's another character or personality to tap into, you know, to continue your business. That's your business. But now it's like the dude is disrespecting the spot that showed you love, you embracing that, right? So now what happens is 4 Extra starts to catch a little flack behind it. You don't see it because he's in street politics. This is why when I got called to say, hey, we want to come interview, hey, listen, homie, I got business with some of them people. I don't know why you doing what you doing. If you got an issue with 4 Extras, keep it right there. But for me being where I'm from, to sit you at my table means I'm stamping that your actions, and I don't agree with them.
Okay, so they went to the 40s after my trip to New York with King Pill. And
I understand that. But
so and King Pill was actually pretty upset with me because I told him that we couldn't post the video of his song if it included footage of him going to that neighborhood.
Definitely couldn't do it.
And that also that I wasn't going to be able to go to Pomona and do the video shoot in his neighborhood, which happened yesterday. I actually sent Lush.
That's respectful.
Crash Dummy Lush. I sent him to do it instead. And I guess everything went pretty well. And then they came and we did the interview afterwards. And King Pill, I mean, he stopped short of apologizing, but he definitely was trying to kind of explain things and make it as if like he was acting like, oh, when I went there, I didn't disrespect the 40s, I didn't disrespect 4 Extra, etc. I'm like, bro, you were filming yourself with a gun in the car, and then you were in the neighborhood with red rags and everything and all this. Now, apparently he went to the wrong neighborhood. That's what a lot of people are saying, because I guess Smack was notified and pulled up right afterwards, and it's actually a park that is typically associated with the Hoovers.
Well, I don't know. All I do know is I believe they was in that neighborhood. It was just a street over from where they really be. I was a little bothered by G Uno because I'm like, G Uno, you already on your rebuild mission. Mm-hmm. You went to jail right when your spark was going, and you come home, dude ain't on your level with what you're doing as a rapper, but you're letting him drag you down there to the trolling, the stuff he feels he has to do to be acknowledged. Now, because you there, the phone is ringing. Now, we already got enough we all got to worry about, right? And be aware of. But you got some gangs that's like the 40s ain't tripping Pacoimas because we where we at, they where they at.
Exactly, yeah.
We didn't have our issues. I'm pretty sure warnings in the county jail when random accident happen. That just happens, right? And that happens with us not knowing who each other's from. But when you start to do that, because you got to remember, he's from like Long Beach, he's from a border neighborhood of LA County.
Right.
He's the last city in LA County before you go to another county. So they're the bridge, right? Long Beach is Orange County, Pomona is San Bernardino County, right? So they're out the way, and internally, they dealing with Trey 5-7, Southside Villages, Pomona 12 Streets, the Sharks, SA. They got serious wars over there. It's bloody over there. It's a fact. But they don't need no miscellaneous search parties coming out when they're already dealing with what they're dealing with because somebody playing on the internet. Now, if you had a reason.
But Bob DiGiorno is a lot closer to home. So that everybody's kind of looking at that like, that could be an issue. There
you have it. Yeah. That's what I told the homie. I'm like, bro, I don't understand what you're doing. You letting this dude who ain't really on your level drag you down there with him, right? But what he don't understand, being from where he at, is that this a grimy, treacherous, two-faced gutter down here. Everybody got babies by certain people's sisters, relatives from across the street and over here, and you will get politicked on and won't even know you being lined up and fed to the wolves. And guess what? You can drive 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and you still ain't back in the comforts of your block. So you a long way from home to be down here playing. So, hopefully they get it right because it's already things going on. It's a few wars going on. Summertime is here. We got the Hispanics going through what they going through. And I've been sitting back really on the edge because I don't know what that's going to lead to.
Really?
You get what I'm saying? Yeah, that could blow up on us all. Anybody that's black, anybody that's from the streets who's not on their toes watching what's going on in these streets, because it's a distraction going on, right? Everybody's distracted on what's going on downtown and what's going on in these little pockets with the protests, and while the distraction is going on, people might make the decision like, you know what? Since they ain't standing with us, then we're going to stand against them.
Oh, so you think we're on the verge of a race war of sorts? It's
possible, and you got to prepare yourself for the possibilities. I hope it doesn't happen, but it's possible because they could sit back and say, hey, they ain't standing with us, so they're against us. So you know what? While we dealing with ICE, we going to deal with them too before they get us, right? They could be, and then we going to go back. They could be on that. And I sat back and I kind of ran it through my mind, should we be out there on the front line with them? So I thought about Rodney King. I thought about George Floyd. And, you get your view, but that was a Negro thing, and that's what we had to deal with.
That was like 30 years ago.
It doesn't matter when it was.
Don't you feel like the Mexicans were out in force during the George Floyd protests?
Not at all. I didn't see them like that. I mean, you're going to see, I saw white people frontline, to keep it real, but I didn't see a movement to where La Raza was saying, hey, we out there with you, right? I didn't see that. And guess what? It wasn't their obligation or responsibility, right? It wasn't their time to take that chance or risk that.
I mean, you voted for Trump, so if anything, you should probably go protest and be hand in hand, arm in arm with ICE.
Well, this the thing, and I hate to hit you with a reality check, but 46% of the Hispanics voted for Trump. More black people voted for Carmela than Trump. This is a fact. Male and female, 46% of the Hispanic race voted for Trump. Trump's whole run, he was telling you he's going to do mass deportation. Now, we can't blame Trump because a lot of these things was already established during the Obama administration. It's easy for Trump to activate it because it's already on the books. Mm-hmm. He don't got to go get nothing passed. It's there.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So,
but that is kind of the funny thing.
46%. Pull it up, bro.
No, I did. I just looked it up. It was 31 in 2020, and then it was 46 in the most recent election.
48.
Election, not
for
election.
Trump.
Freudian slip.
So 15% since the first time to the second time.
But okay, this is the thing: is that so you've got large groups of people, obviously majority Hispanic, protesting these ICE raids and everything. Shouldn't they be working on their own community in advance of this, given that their own community went in large part for Trump? Like, it just seems like they are fighting against these ICE raids. It's like, bro, you're way too late. You should have had some of this energy when Trump was running.
This is what I'm
You should have had this energy for your own community. It's too late.
This is why
Trump is already in office, and the country as a whole, the number one issue that got Trump elected was illegal immigration.
So why did they vote for him?
Because they don't give a because a huge percentage of Hispanics, of Mexicans,
are legal.
They look at the illegal immigrants and they see them as the problem starters. They actually want them out of their community.
I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
So a lot of, like, I seen one essay, he said something real. He said, you're standing on top of a car protesting against going back to Mexico, your country, but you're waving a Mexican flag in California, the United States.
And acting like it's a death sentence if they get sent back to Mexico. Yeah.
If you're waving your flag and you're proud of your flag in your country, why are you protesting about going back?
Right.
And when you think about it, it don't make sense. Now, I will say this. I'm seeing a lot of Trump's doing some guerrilla tactics. I didn't believe it. Me and R&B took a ride. It's Marines around the federal building on Wilshire and Veterans. Mm-hmm. 700 of them he didn't dispatch. And he didn't dispatch them to do nothing. He dispatched them to have boots on the ground. His excuse was, we're going to put them around the embassy and this, that. So instead of them being 120 miles away in Camp Pendleton, now they're 4 or 5 miles away from anywhere they got to go. You got 2,500 National Guards on the ground, right? So, and what do? What do they do? You go loot and start burning things down, which gives Trump even more reason to activate and say, you see, you can't be American. Americans wouldn't be burning down this and breaking in and looting this and that. This is why we got to get rid of y'all. Now, they surrounding schools, construction sites. I know Trump has to have a plan because when he's shutting down produce, that slows down the trucking industry, that drives up costs in the grocery stores. When he's shutting down construction sites, that messes, the bankers is what provide the loans, and they make their money off the interest rates on giving loans for these finished homes and buildings. So everything's going to slow down. I don't know what his ultimate plan is, and it's just not Hispanics, Africans, Asians, Dominicans. Anybody that's not a U.S. citizen that's here illegally is who he's going after. I did see in Colombia that they wouldn't let the planes land. They made them circle and send them back. So I don't know how this is going to play out. I feel for the children that raid. I seen them raid a 6th grade graduation. So the parents are running. They getting gaffled up, but where the kids going?
Right. I mean, I feel for the people who are being, ran up out of their houses and their communities and everything like that. But ultimately, there was so much that these communities could have done in the lead up to the election that it just feels like such a immature response when there's so much organizing that could have taken place in the lead up to the election. If people really wanted to fight against these policies that, you got to admit, we're incredibly popular nationwide because America as a whole feels like illegal immigration is completely out of control. And they're actually having a hard time reaching their deportation targets because of the fact that the southern border has now been sealed off to such an extent that like barely anybody is getting through now. So I mean, they're probably going to fail at deporting as many people as they want to deport, because
what are they going to do with them?
Well, if they want to find people to deport, they sort of have to do this shit. They have to hit the Home Depot parking lots. They have to go into people's communities and get them, because they're just not able to grab people up from like right in these border towns.
People not going to work, bro.
Yeah.
I've been seeing things like they pulling up the warehouses in certain places and people are running. So people not going to work. I don't know. I mean, listen, this is a country, bro. It's rules and regulations. I get it. How this is going to turn out, I don't know. I think that we have not seen the worst of it. I think it's going to erupt another way. And if it erupts another way, our law enforcement looks like they're intimidated. They starting to look defeated. They throwing bricks and rocks and like, bro, they had the whole 110 shut down. All the squad cars on the freeways thrashed. They're just standing there. But there are everyday people. Cops ain't like people that, you know, some come out the military. They're not like no hard-nosed, but they're regular people in uniform sent to enforce the law. So, you know, can they or can't they? I don't know. But what I do know is y'all voted for Trump.
Yeah. Like almost no demographic pivoted more towards Trump than the Hispanics. So it's like, really, what the like, what do you want to say? This feels like a last ditch effort to try to stop something that the American people asked for and that their communities in large part asked for. Why does nobody in the Hispanic community have negative shit to say? Like, I personally haven't seen any real significant blowback coming at all of the Hispanic influencers who pushed for Trump.
That's a fact.
A lot of the people in this podcasting space were admittedly pro-Trump, and now they're doing these crazy protests against ICE, and nobody has any of that energy towards the people in their own communities who rallied on behalf of this man.
But it supports what you said.
What?
The only people that can vote are people that's citizens. So the Hispanics that voted are the Hispanics who really don't want the illegals, which is their own people here.
And to be fair, I mean, the Democrats created this situation by having such a porous border. You know, like the fact that there were so many illegal immigrants spilling into this country created the appetite that essentially got Trump elected. Like if the Democrats could really go back in time, Joe Biden would have been tough on immigration since day one, and then Trump probably wouldn't have got elected, or at least he would have had to find something else to campaign on, because realistically, that was the number one issue, the economy and immigration, that motivated people to put him in office.
Yeah. You gonna tell the people how you stole the interview? Controversial. He tucked his tail. Okay,
well, let's just lay out the scenario for people. Is that we had an interview planned for tomorrow with Yak Gotti, obviously, of
Who's we?
YSL trial. Me and Remo.
You and who?
Me and Remo.
You and who?
You're going to lie now. And
you
you're
and
act
Remo?
like you were in on this and like you didn't just run up in it in the last minute.
No, you and who?
Why are you?
You and Remo.
You want to do your little tantrum thing before I actually say what actually happened?
You and Remo.
Me and Remo have been working this week to get the Yak Gotti interview lined up. We agreed on a dollar amount. Tomorrow we're going to do it. You hit me up this morning and said, oh, Yak Gotti's going to come on the Adam and Wack show. Now, this is a problem because with the amount that we're paying Yak Gotti, we can't just do the Adam and Wack show with him. Me and you have a profit sharing agreement in place. So unless he's willing to do it for free.
You know what? Maybe I should start being on what y'all pay these people, because you must be overpaying some of these people. Because at the end of the day, let's be real. I'm going to be real, and I'm going to tell all you artists out there, especially you dudes that ain't got no flame, right? No Jumper is the 70%. They ain't doing No Jumper a favor.
I would love to never have to pay anybody for an interview again. Real. I'm just saying that if we look at it as a big interview that is going to cost a fee, I think that's fair given everything that Yak Gotti's gone through. So we
whatever Yak then went through ain't got a damn thing to do with No Jumper. No Jumper is giving him a visual, right, to help him get back online. We ain't dealing with somebody that got $1 million or even 500,000.
He has a very important story to tell. And I also know for a fact that he's going to Vlad and that Vlad is paying.
Hold on.
So if we want to be in that conversation, then we're going to have to.
What I'm saying is, I'm the one exposed the interrogation footage.
Main character syndrome that you're making it all about yourself. Nobody cares about that.
No, hold on. I'm going to tell you what they care about.
Nobody remembers and nobody cares.
I'm going to tell you what they care about. If I'm the one that exposed the interrogation footage, of him in there saying and doing things he wasn't supposed to do. And then he goes on the Danza Project a week ago, and they asked him about what Wack did. And he has some real strong things to say about Wack. I think the people would love to see Yak Gotti pull up on Wack, the one that exposed him, because y'all not gonna ask the questions. Y'all soft.
No, we are gonna ask the
Y'all
questions.
ain't gonna. How you
we
gonna,
actually are gonna ask him
You
everything.
don't even know the details to ask him.
You don't know what to ask him. No offense, you're a very good podcaster, but you are a dog shit interviewer.
I'm a what?
You have no idea how to do an interview.
What?
I mean, everybody out there knows it too.
I don't interview like you.
Right, which is to say that when you do interviews, you sit there and talk about yourself the whole time.
No, I don't.
Yes, many such cases.
No, I
they
don't.
know. They know.
I don't talk about me.
Yes, you do.
I talk about them. I remember when I brought Zoe Osama, the minute I asked him something about him, you went into some gay
But
shit.
that wasn't an interview. That was just a regular episode, and he was supposed to be the co-host. But you misinformed him, so he thought it was supposed to be an interview,
Anytime
which
you got
resulted in
artists-
a very, very awkward
So
conversation.
you telling me when Yak Gotti comes here tomorrow, whenever he comes, you don't think he's going to talk about his music or projects he got coming out?
We'll let him talk about that once we get past all the other stuff, yeah.
So, okay, but you're going to let him talk about it, right?
Yeah, of course.
So you and Remo and Yak, that's a safe conversation.
No, we're going to ask him everything. You're going to sit there and talk about banging R&B the whole time.
No, it does. Listen.
So, Yak, I was banging my girl yesterday. Let me tell you, the condom slipped.
See, Adam, you always bring my girl up. The reason why,
Yeah,
you don't like talking about your girl, because the other dude is banging your girl, because they all over the internet.
Right. Yeah.
They on yachts. I don't know. I'm starting to get mad. I got a problem with him now.
Okay.
I'm starting to get mad at this dude.
Okay.
This is a fact, bro. It's bothering me. I don't even like the dude no more.
Honestly, hype it up. Get on Instagram. Make a whole big thing out of it.
I'm just being real because it's too much going on.
Go on.
It's too much. That what it says is too much. So yeah, okay, cool. But the controversy is Yak Gotti pulls up to the West Coast on Wack 100 after he exposed him. It's only one person did that. There's only one other person. Only one other person did that.
So when
that was Snoopy. Snoopy Badass pulled up.
If we were to tell the world, hey, we got a Yak Gotti interview coming up, less than 1% of people are going to be like, ooh, I would love to see Wack and Yak go head to head.
No, you know what I always hear? And you need to tell these people this. Wack, why these people you expose when they go to No Jumper, you ain't nowhere around? He don't tell me.
True. Because, all right, this is the thing.
You don't tell me. They want to see. Listen, Yak could have sat right here. It would have been a conversation, right? Because at the end of the day, I seen what I seen. The content I got came from Atlanta. It came from his
I understand that you're very wrapped up in your own little social media games, but the thing about me is that I'm running an actual business. Now, let me explain how paying for an interview works. Is that we give them X amount of dollars, we take the interview, we chop it up into parts, and then we release it clip by clip because that's the way that we're going to make the most money off of that content, and then
do that with all the interviews,
and then be able to pay for the amount of money that we gave the person. If we have Yak Gotti on this podcast, which again comes out every Sunday, what's going to happen is that you are going to kind of remove all of the excitement about the other interview that we're going to do. And then we're going to put this one out. It's not going to earn that much. And we're supposed to split the money with you. And I asked you, I'm like, well, do you want to split the fee for Yak and then just give him that money out of this?
These dudes. I think you overpaying these dudes, especially right now.
Well, it makes sense that you would have that opinion as somebody who has never had to pay anybody for an interview and not me who's actually doing this every single day. It's very interesting that you feel like you have more authority about that subject than me, where this is literally what I do every day.
Adam, I guarantee you, I can take that lane of your business and make it make more sense. This is a fact.
Nobody wants to see you do an interview. No offense.
What? You paying these dudes to come on a platform that's helping them.
Yes, but in the current interview ecosystem that we exist in, the biggest interviews, especially with people who aren't necessarily pushing something or have a product in hand that they're trying to get out there, like for instance, let's say Yak Gotti, a year down the road, he's got a new mixtape. He really wants to promote the mixtape. People are already sick of hearing him talk about the YSL trial and everything like that. Then that might be a time in which him doing a free interview makes sense. But given that he still has all this mystique around him because he was part of one of the biggest trials in hip hop history, I think it's fair and it makes sense.
When
that
he took it to the box, everybody watched that already. So it really ain't nothing to talk about. What people want to talk about is the bullshit. No.
We're going to talk about the bullshit and everything that happened during the trial.
So I got to give you what to say. That's what it is. Because I don't think you know.
I don't think we need to know anything from you. But if you want to send over some ideas, sure.
It's our content. You don't even know what it is.
What?
You don't even remember the punchline in the interrogation. It's one punchline. It was a lot of bullshit.
The fact that you think that the video of the interrogation is the most interesting thing is because you're obsessed with yourself and you can't really see past things that involve you.
Do you know it was people that was involved in the YSL trial that was told on back then?
I haven't really 100% dug into the research that we've done.
Just carry on.
My team is putting together the questions. Team, I will review the questions tonight, and then I will watch a bunch of supplementary information.
I'm going to give you the shit, all right? I'm going to give you a few things because some of these names, you're going to say, whoa, Wack, I didn't know he got out on him back then. Because some of these dudes you've already interviewed, right? So I'm going to give you the things, and I'm going to give you the craziest punchline that he said, right?
What's that?
Huh?
What was that?
Do you want me to wear a wire? I can bring you back some more information.
Oh, yeah, we're going to ask him about all that, yeah.
Right? And y'all going to let him spin because your understanding and Remo's understanding is from the civilian side of it. Y'all know it ain't right.
We are on a mission to be fair and objective and to really probe into the innermost details.
We're not, it's no fair to that. It's about, are you going to cop to and admit to what you did? Are you going to keep it gangster like 6ix9ine did? It is keeping the gangster rats.
What did 6ix9ine keep gangster?
He said, I ratted. Right. I ratted, so what?
But he also made up the shit about Shadi and Sarah and did a whole lot of other shit to justify his decision.
No, he ain't make none of that up. Common sense tell you if he the only one looking at 48 years as the goddamn head of it, that only comes from people underneath you involved telling them things you've done. So sometimes the common sense of the law tells you some of these dudes did something. He was the only one looking at the kingpin. That means they're saying he gave us the money to do this. He had us do that. He paid us to do this, do that, do that. So when they press play, you know, okay, 6ix9ine looking at 47 years. This dude looking at what? 15. He looking at what? 12, 10. But yet these were the main players. So you know some of these people had to give the feds the information and point the finger at him. I'm just saying, run your content, talk about the YSL trial that we all watched. He beat that. He took that to the box. Salute to him, right? He got stabbed the day before he got out. That could have been over canteen, a brawl, a look, a nigga mad that he beat. It could have been over anything, right? He did what he's supposed to do with that. But it is a few things that, you know, that he did that he shouldn't have did. And I told him last night, I respect you more if you stand on it and say, that's what you did. But don't tell me I'm crazy.
There is 0% of me that has any interest in doing an interview with somebody who told and not asking them a thorough set of questions about them telling. That's
all I ask. I give required. You got 13 and a half minutes to be a ninja when you're doing that segment.
What does being a ninja consist of?
You've been around enough of us. I think you know.
Just wild out, stand on the table.
What are you trying to say? What are you saying about ninjas?
I don't know. And are we talking about actual ninjas or are you talking about the N-word?
I mean, the N-word are actual ninjas.
And you've taken the N-word and now you're using the ninja emoji, which is fine, but now you're saying ninjas and I'm supposed to be able to parse whether it's ninjas 30 years now. Or the N-word.
Yo, we've been saying that. That's really started in prison. I'm going to keep it real.
Ninja is new.
No, it's not. Are you crazy?
Relatively.
All the older homies, when I got to the joint, was saying ninja. They didn't like us saying the N-word at all. They was already converting over. That's like mid-90s. This is a fact. I swear to God. I never would say, I'm just starting to say it because maybe I done got old. It is what it is.
Okay, so very Very, very interesting topic that we also have to discuss. So over the weekend, Seti Nash, who is from Sacramento, you were actually the person who alerted me to this.
I talked to him.
He brought Little Woody to Rolling 60s territory. I don't think that he thought that this was a big deal, and it seemed like everybody that he brought Lil Woody around was just as happy. You know, they definitely weren't looking at Woody as a snitch. They were looking at him as, this is the funny motherfucker from the YSL trial and all these 20 versus 1s. They were happy to have him there. Once they leave,
the internet
starts talking. Eventually, Seti Nash is forced to issue an apology for bringing Woody there. So then he ends up calling into the No Jumper show, at which point somehow we end up politicking about the video from the news of Seti Nash allegedly spilling the beans about somebody. Seti Nash really came with a bunch of excuses that to us, well, I mean, regardless of if I believe them or not, it left the entire room laughing their asses off. Everybody was dying at the idea of him being a, a crisis actor.
So here's the thing. I talked to Seti.
Okay.
I waited a couple days to go by and I called him.
Mm-hmm.
I like Seti. He all right dude with me. He didn't say some bullshit about me, but he all right, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can't, Seti's from Sacramento, lives in Atlanta, and he claims Rolling 60s. Mm-hmm. Therefore, he don't have the right rank or the respect to dictate or call nothing. Right? It's one thing if Seti was running around Wilshire or Hollywood with Woody. They were in the heart of the 60s with real Rolling 60s. You get what I'm saying? So at this point in time, it's no longer on Seti. Now, for what Seti told me, he said dudes was clout chasing and Woody wasn't even supposed to go over there. They wanted to take him over there. He said they called him when the internet went crazy and told him to come back because now they're getting calls from them people that don't understand the internet, right? So they forced Seti to go back over there. Now, from what Seti tell me, and I'm in shock, he said one of the dudes that kept talking, who was one of the main dudes that wanted to bring Woody over there, knowing Woody's situation, right? Seti told him, well, you want to get out? We can get out and run the fade. They say dude didn't want to run the fade, which is a little different for that neighborhood because at that point in time, it's a pack out that's going to happen. Now, Woody, how it's supposed to went when he went over there, he should be mad at Seti right now a little bit because they would have supposed to been stripped, stomped out, marked out, and sent on the way. But the fact that it was a couple days before they hood day, and it's so much that's been going on over there with all the indictments and RICOs and all that, it just killed more of the morale of what that stands for. But who it was a good look for was Woody. I'm telling all y'all right now, Woody is the top rat, king rat. You can't nobody say nothing to him. And me and Woody FaceTime. I talk to Woody. We talk crazy to each other. I call him rats. He calls me things. And then we do our little thing and we get off the line. But the fact that he had the heart and the balls to even get in that car and allow himself to be transported over there with his jewelry on, with his money in his pocket. Hey, listen, I think Woody should get rat immunity.
From the streets.
From the streets.
Well, it feels like he mostly has.
Yeah, he should get.
Because he's really outside.
Well, Atlanta, he's outside.
Right, yeah.
He's quieting up doing what he's doing. And I seen him. He started a car wash in a gardening business that he's personally coming to do. He's telling you, call this number, me and my boys coming to clean cars, my money getting low. So it ain't like you can't bait him in somewhere. He ain't hiding from nobody. So far as I'm concerned, Woody gets rat immunity.
Okay, but here's a very important question.
That's it. So, he earned it.
Is Woody going to the 60s? Is that controversial because it's just a bad look for the set to be associated with somebody who has been a high-profile witness in this case? Or is it controversial because of the actual practical reality that this dude could see something illegal going on there and then could communicate with law enforcement about it? Because I saw some people who seemed more concerned about that option, that who knows. And from my perspective, you go to somebody's hood, you're not getting exposed to anything aside from maybe seeing a gun sticking out of somebody's waistline. Maybe somebody's got some personal amount of drugs or whatever, but it's not like, I highly doubt Woody was exposed to anything significant.
Or maybe you got a camera in your medallion, or maybe you got a listening device on. All of the above.
Okay.
Everything you said, all of the above. But again, shout out to my boy Troy Ave. The streets is a myth. Now, Seti, on the other hand, had to tell him, Seti, I want to hear it. What you mean, Wack? Oh, no. I sit down and do an interview with 6ix9ine. Everybody got a lot to say. Now, you say this is your friend. You do business with him, right? So help me understand it. He said, no, Wack, I get where you coming from. Right? Now, this other thing you talking about, said he sent me paperwork and documents and tried to explain. And I told him, if you gave any statements to law enforcement about a description or whereabouts, about gunshots and what direction they might have ran, you in violation if that's what happened. Because now you just told them where to go check for cameras. See, everywhere we go now, you on camera.
Right.
Right? So if you did any of that, but that's why when you said you was addressing it, and it's funny because I seen it this morning, something popped up this morning of him explaining it. So actually he was sitting with you in this one. So I think you've been on him for a while about it.
Yeah, I did ask him about it in an interview a little while back, but I don't even honestly remember what his thing was. But there's another YouTuber named Byron Blake who I wasn't originally familiar with.
That's A-Verb's guy.
Okay, but last night I ended up watching a video. He made a whole series of videos about Seti, and he has gone a bit deeper and has found other situations that he believes makes Seti a rat.
Maybe we need to bring Seti and Byron in.
Where's Byron live?
I believe he's out of St. Louis, but I can call my brother A-Verb.
Okay.
I can call A-Verb. Remember I put the fire out between Hitman Holler and A-Verb.
I don't know that Seti would necessarily want to sit with this Byron Blake guy because Byron Blake seems like he's got quite a bit of animosity towards him. But if we could, it would be great to have somebody who was really, because Seti, I think, wants to come back next week and do some content about
I'm going to reach out to A-Verb and see if Byron want to come out. You know, everybody know once they sit at this table is to have a conversation. Even you know that, right? You know, when I talked to Yak Gotti last night, I assured him, because I ain't gonna lie, he was moving around dolo, 2 in the morning. I said, man, where you at? I said, where you at, 5 in the morning? He like, I'm out here on the West Coast. That's how the conversation came up. So, you know, he like, Wack, I said, look, we're gonna come in and have a conversation. He said, nah, Wack, I can't be mad at you for what you saw. He had his reasons for doing it, and that's when it's always funny, as you've seen what I did with what's the Armenian dude?
G-Face.
G-Face. You know, one thing
your finest hour.
One thing you know about me, Adam.
The best thing you
one thing you know about me. If you sit your ass in this seat and you didn't did it and I got it, and you try to dance, your ass is in trouble. The best thing you can do is just own up to it, cop to it, and say, so what, and what they gonna do about it. That's what it is. So G-Face was calling fake attorneys and DAs, all kind of stuff. And he lucky they saved him because I had his paperwork that day. I was just setting him up for part 2. Remember I told him.
But then we never actually did it.
He went to jail.
Right.
Remember I said, I'm going to go have him pull it. You might be right. I already had it. You know, he Ratatouille. Master Splinter on steroids. That's a fact. But, you know, shout out to Yak Gotti. He stood on it last night. He told me he know he did wrong. He did too much talking. You know what I'm saying? He learned from it. His thing is nobody is in jail for anything he did. My thing is the things you said in that interrogation room, you're not supposed to say. You know, I can't say, you want me to wear a wire? I wear a wire to get more information. And then when I see you said, Adam, I was just saying that to spin him. That don't work like that. This is why you exercise your Fifth Amendment right. Just remain silent.
No, definitely. But it's funny because this is all kind of the sequel to what happened in Atlanta. If you remember, we did the Lil Woody interview and Brick Baby happened to be with us. Look at that. Yeah, that's a nice house.
Crazy.
Brick Baby was with us and Seti Nash was like the one who kind of set it up and brought Lil Woody through, which Brick Baby, remember, he took photos with him. I'm going to be honest with you, like, I observed how that all went down.
I know you did.
Brick Baby took the photos with him because it would have been awkward as to not take photos with him. They had just been standing. They were having conversation. They were getting along fine. And then people wanted to take photos. You know, the way that people, anytime they see two somewhat famous people standing together talking, they're going to try to start taking photos. Woody's like, oh, yeah, let's get a photo, whatever. And then Brick ends up in a trick bag from just being around. This is
my thing. And I've led by example. Hey, bro, if you deal with somebody in any capacity, stand on it. Nobody ever figured out I was doing business with 6ix9ine. I told the people. Nobody ever figured out that Jason Lee, who is openly gay dude, is one of my great friends. I tell the people, whoever you dealing with, no matter what it is, stand on it and you ain't got to worry about it. If Brick Baby is cool with Lil Woody, which it looked like, y'all went here, went there, just say, hey, look, bro, whatever he got going on, he all right with me.
But the thing is that Brick knew what it was going to look like. Brick had already in advance said, yo, when y'all do the interview, I'ma just chill because it's gonna look kind of crazy. But then it's in the parking lot afterwards when everybody's hanging out, and he
might as well should have did the interview. Yeah. We would have respected if he did the interview because being real, Brick could have asked him some questions.
Well, to be fair, Brick was texting me questions during the interview because Brick knows all kinds of shit about Atlanta shit, Young Thug shit.
That's what I'm saying.
That he knew good questions to ask. He just didn't want to be on camera for it. But then when it came down to taking a picture, hanging out in the parking lot, he didn't want to be the jerk that was like, no, I can't take a picture with you. Like he just wanted to avoid that awkwardness, which I know Brick very, very well. And I know that he's not the kind of person that wants to make everything awkward so that he can make his little statement right there. He's kind of more down and just sort of go with the flow, and that ended up kind of biting him in the ass.
Did you see the new Thug?
What new Thug?
You didn't see the new Young Thug at BET weekend?
What was he doing? I don't know.
No, the new Young, listen. Thug, he had to give one of them thugs up. The thug he gave up goes to his girl, Mariah the Scientist. She was not going for it. You didn't see that?
No, what are you talking about?
Thug's walking through. He got his little wolf or coyote mask on with his little bag. He doing his thug thing. Lady says, hey, I'm a fan of your music. He like, okay, thanks. Walks off. She was like, I love you. I love you, Mariah the Scientist. Stop. Turn. Go to push a line. Thugs hold her like, no. She like, I'm finna go check this bitch.
Right.
I'm like, yo, I'll fuck with Mariah the Scientist.
But doesn't he have like an open relationship? Isn't he actually fucking other girls?
I don't know nothing about that. What I do know is Mariah was finna go get that ass. Thug was like, no, this ain't the place.
Really?
Bro, I was like, yo, Mariah, you got my vote. Thug, one of them thugs go to your girl. It's still with you though.
It's crazy how he came out and just decided to be a mask guy.
Yeah, but that's
5 years in jail and you're like, I'm gonna be a mask dude.
The thing about reason why it's really not impactful, because we know whose thing that is. That's a Ye thing.
A Ye thing, a Cardi thing,
a game thing.
It's really it's like an aura protection thing, because I feel like when people just see your face over and over, they get kind of sick of you. They start to think of you like a normal person, and being like so restrictive of your image that you won't even show the world your face is kind of like a way of making sure that they don't really get they're full of you.
Well, what we need from Thug, and I said it, that's my guy. I'm a Thug fan, a Thug supporter, a Thug brother. But I don't know who the hell Thug think he is right now.
What do you mean? He
taking too long to get the people what they want. I don't know if he gonna give us a visual, then come with the audio. I don't know what he gonna do. But the world we live in now, with everything that's going on, somebody slip and fall, and they really gonna forget about
He has taken long enough that it's like when his album drops he has to like actually deliver like a serious classic. It has to be a groundbreaking declarative statement about his career, because you're allowed to drop a whatever ass first day out. But when you take 6 months or however long it's been to drop, I mean, you're telling the world that you are coming with a classic.
He should have been on that tour with Lil Baby. He should have did about 5 dates with Lil Baby, not the whole thing. And I'm gonna be real. He gonna have to do a song with Kendrick, man. Yeah, he got to do a song with Kendrick.
I mean, yeah.
That'll bring the controversy.
That would be good. That would be, but I mean, I feel like Cardi already kind of did the Atlanta guy doing a song with Kendrick to get attention for his album thing.
The problem is Drake stood in Thug's corner.
Oh,
and then when they asked Thug about
Drake gave him $1 million right when he got out.
When they asked Thug about how did he feel about what, Kendrick said, he really didn't feel, I had too much. He didn't say nothing good or bad.
He want to stay out of it, yeah.
But that would be like something so unexpected, it'll make people talk.
Yeah, but does he really want to upset his relationship with Drake, the biggest rapper in the game, who's held him down to a crazy extent? They have an amazing relationship.
I think a Thug and Drake right now is expected. I don't think he's going to do no more than Drake and Party Next Door.
But what is a song with Kendrick really going to do, aside from fuck up the politics?
No, a song with Kendrick?
Yeah. He's supposed to be Drake's boy.
No, Thug ain't
this
nobody.
This is a real war.
Nobody boy.
You can't play both sides.
That ain't playing both sides.
Look at Lil Baby. Lil Baby about to be out of the YSL Cool Kids Club.
What are you talking about?
He brought out Luchi on stage with him.
Yeah, but let me explain something about that.
Yeah, explain how that works.
I'm going to tell you how that works, right? Because Lil Baby is one of the most technical moving artists that I've seen. Before Lil Baby makes those kind of moves, he's already sat down with his people. Mm-hmm. His people, one of them being Thug.
Okay.
They like brothers, you know what I'm saying? So best believe before he did that, it was already a conversation about what it was and what it wasn't. I wouldn't be shocked if I looked up and seen him and Thug doing some music.
Luchi.
It's a fact.
I don't know about that. There's a lot of bloodshed over that one.
Yeah, I mean, listen, hey, bro, with war come casualties. But at some point, if you don't stop the war, then it's going to be continued casualties, right? Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? So I wouldn't be surprised. But what I do know is Lil Baby ain't going to violate or he ain't going against the grain. So for Lil Baby to do what he done, it's somebody standing at the table.
But Young Thug hasn't actually reacted to it, right? I think that was fake news when I saw people trying to say that Thug had reacted to it.
Brother,
yeah, I don't
trust me.
No, I agree. Lil Baby, not an idiot. So if he's going to do a move like that, I feel like for sure, given his relationship with Thug, he probably had to reach out, or it's his way. Two options. He reached out. Thug knew. Thug said it was a good look just because, I don't know, maybe like lessening the tension in the city or whatever, that this was like a cool way to make shit not look as crazy. Obviously, all these rappers are aware of what's going on with law enforcement. Lil Baby doesn't want to end up in the same situation that Thug was just in. Or the other scenario is Lil Baby is just a menace and doesn't give a fuck about Thug's feelings, which seems very, very unlikely.
No, the Lil Baby don't move like that. Yeah. He's a very loyal person, very respectable guy. And listen, hey, look, bro, we got to stop preaching against people making things right. You get what I'm saying? We got to stop preaching against that because the peer pressure that makes people go the other way. You know, you get enough people saying, hey, look, bro, we want to see that, do something. Yo, man, look, y'all need to put it, then it's a lot less violence, a lot more business, and a lot less BS going on. We got to stop preaching against that. Those that show ops, they your ops. But it get to a point when it been 5 years, 8 years, 9 years, it been a hit for hit, tit for tat. I mean, at some point, either it's going to stop now or it's going to stop when you get stopped. So when you want to stop, I'd rather make a decision to stop while I'm still here. You get what I'm saying? So, to each his own. But shout out to Thug, Luchi, and Lil Baby for leading by example because Thug's actions, Lil Baby's actions are a representation of Young Thug as well.
Exactly. And that's why I feel like I could see Thug having his signature on this idea just because it does seem like it kind of pushes things into a better place without Thug having to really verbally get himself involved. Literally, legally might not be able to. Him bringing out Luchi on stage would be a gigantic statement. I don't think anybody seems ready for that. But also legally, that would be something that would probably violate probation.
You mean I don't know how to interview? We're going to talk about that later.
You still hung up on that? Okay. Word on the streets, your boy Loose Cannon going through some hard times. He got stabbed up by a member of the Raza. How's that make you feel? Hurt you deep down in your heart? I guess he already kind of backpedaled and said that he got sliced, not stabbed. On the No Jumper show on Tuesday, I asked the whole room. I said, "Raise your hand if you believe that Loose Cannon got stabbed." Not a single hand went up. It seems kind of damning. I mean, he's the boy who cried wolf right now. Oh, you got him touched. Oh, now I see.
You know, you seen the 2 people in Vegas that got unalived.
I did see that.
Yeah. I had a big I touched on it a couple days ago. They were a little mad.
YouTubers who get like 1,000 views per video out here killing each other.
Yeah, they were a little mad. So the friends called me who were directly involved, and I talked to him last night for about 3 hours. It got a little touchy. He was mad that I called the dude that got unalive a goober.
Okay. Were you just saying that, or do you have any real reason to think that?
Okay, Adam, as white as a white boy that you are, right? And you know, me and you are beefing.
I didn't really take the time to dig into the profiles of these people.
Okay. This is crazy. Me and you are beefing. I'm just painting the picture because that's my girl. I've bear sprayed Lena already.
Oh, you got that.
R&B's had hit Lena over the head with a witch stick, whatever that is.
Dear God.
We're talking 18 months ago. It's been back and forth. I done told you, because you live in Arizona and I live in Vegas, I'm going to unalive you when I catch you. You're sitting on the strip with your phone propped up, and you go on a thing and says, there goes Wack right there. Oh. I turn and approach. Leonard's standing right here. I'm 5'2", you're 6'4". This is real stats of these people. Are you going to advance me because your woman is there, or are you going to go the opposite way?
Me personally, probably going to try to avoid the confrontation, yeah.
No, it's coming.
Oh, it's coming.
So it's you, your wife, and me.
He's walking up to me with a gun.
No, I ain't pulled it yet.
Okay.
But I'm walking up.
Well, shit, yeah, let's
gonna get you're going to get in the middle of me and your queen.
Okay, yeah.
He goes the other way. Dude pop goes the weasel, then turns on the wife and hits her twice.
Killing the girl, too, is wild.
I called him a goober because he took it more silly than serious. Right? Dude is telling him what he's going to do to him. He's already caught you once and bears mace your woman. Hit her over the head with a witch stick.
This was another incident not in Vegas?
In Vegas.
The same day? No.
November 2023.
Oh, okay.
So the wife started it. The wife approached this dude, Manning, and says, why are you messing with Sarah? Somebody has nothing to do with them. Dude, Finney, the husband, he's out doing what he's doing. And dude bear maced the wife. His girl hit him over here with a stick. And since then, they done sent people to each other's houses. They done made accusations that people are pedophile, all kind of stuff. But it's like dude didn't take it serious. And it's this dude, D. Ware, who put dude up to doing all these things. But as soon as it got hot, D. Ware pulls back.
Right.
Leaves his homie out there for dead. And these things happen. So I talked to him last night for 3 hours, but he did give me his, they're trying to raise some money to bury both of them. They left behind 4 kids and a grandchild. They gave him a pretty good deal, $26,000 for both of them.
Imagine your kids got to grow up with no parents because you were beefing too hard on the internet.
Wait, it gets even worse.
What
the mother of Finney always watches his live stream. She's his biggest fan. She was watching the live stream when the unaliving happened.
Oh, Lord.
She thought it was a prank. Dude got 3,200 subs, bro.
It really makes me think like, wow, the people in my universe are involved in very similar stuff, except that they're getting, maybe 100 or 200 times as much attention.
But we don't, Adam, let's just be real, bro. People talk a lot of BS. We say our thing. Not one time are we off camera saying, where we going to find this fool to knock him down.
Right. But it's someone, you could imagine somebody getting pushed to that level.
No, you're right. And this is where I find all three of them are at fault. The female should have stayed in the woman's place and not got stayed out of man business. Manning, who had the bigger page, the Hispanic dude from Salinas, if you wasn't mentally ready to deal with what comes with this, you should have checked out the game. As much scrutiny and hate I get, you get. Once we turn it off, it's off. When we turn this off or we see what we see, you be like, up, going home to my daughter. I'm like, I'm gonna go to the crib. That's it. If you couldn't handle it, you should have checked out. Finney, I understand him a little bit. He's a dude that came up, didn't really get any attention in school, wasn't the dresser, wasn't the looker, I guess, and now he's getting attention where people are listening to him. He didn't know when to stop.
But this is the thing, is that if me or you were to go to Vegas on live stream and be hanging out on the strip for hours and hours, completely showing our location, and somebody did that to us, unanimously the response from the public would be, what dumb fucks. Why would they do that?
That's a fact.
They were asking
First
for
of
it.
all, even if I did do that, we're not going to be wide open, but we're not going to do that because we're not going to put our people in that type of harm's way. Because either way you look at it, you're going to take a L.
Yeah.
Somebody going to get hit. Your people going to get caught up, go to jail, whatever it is, right? So they're going to make an excuse out of example out of dude. Dude unalived 2 people on the Las Vegas Strip. Bro, they got the death penalty in Vegas. He might be the one to get it.
Oh, yeah, he's cooked.
That's right. And then he went in there saying self-defense. Self-defense, you stalked the dude.
You stalked him
and killed him and then killed the wife.
Yeah.
Ain't no self-defense.
Yeah.
Because he said cuz. And that dude didn't say no cuz. He was a goober type dude.
Oh, these dudes gangbang?
No, I don't, hell no, bro.
Oh.
This dude is like a black Lush without the tagging crew.
I saw a picture of him, so I kind of...
Hey, what's going on? You know, that type of dude,
without
right?
the tagging crew.
Now, Manny looked like, he's from up north, Salinas Valley. He might have caved him something, but, mentally, he let dude get to him to a point because he got a wife and children himself, right? And dude was like, yo, bro, dude was getting $2,000 of super chats, when he came on, and dude killed his money, and maybe that was it. But what I do know is he's sitting in that cell saying, I will never see daylight. I will never see my children on the streets again. Was this dude and his wife worth it? He could have just turned YouTube off.
But we've all been in that moment where you're so mad at somebody online that you could almost kind of imagine yourself doing something extreme, but then you just don't do it because you don't want to throw your whole life away.
I mean, bro, I think I'm so numb to it because in my head, and you can ask R&B, you win. If I allow you to get a reaction out of me, whether you see it or not, then you won.
Yeah.
So I just dismiss it. I'm not going home agitated or irritated or speeding up the freeway, doing 80, 90 miles per hour because I'm upset, or I just ignore it. I've taught her to hey, we don't let them win.
I've been dealing with that a little bit where people have been hitting me up and saying, oh, this YouTuber made a video saying this about you.
You cut
this
those
and
people
other
off.
shit. And I'm just like, bro, I don't care at all. Like, this is not worth 20 minutes of my time to watch some bullshit video somebody made about me.
I tell
I'm
people
too
that.
numb to it.
I'll be like, bro, not half. 98% of the shit y'all putting time in it, I don't even see it.
Yeah.
But the people that's delivering it, they your real ops. Them the ones you really got to cut off. Them the ones you really got to block. The people that send, because think about it, they're not sending it to you to look out for you. They sending it to you because they want to see you crash out.
No, it's because they're such super fans that they are so invested that they're watching this content, whereas I'm not really necessarily thinking about the infighting going on at No Jumper today. I'm thinking about who's the next person I'm going to bring in, who's the next host that I'm going to build up, who's the next person that we're going to give a shot to, et cetera. I'm thinking about the future. I'm not really thinking about what this one person said to this other person that might have offended them a little bit, and they're gonna crash out on him. And that shit just holds you back if you focus too much on that stupid little shit.
We can care. I be telling people, yo, bro, get it off. Say what you're gonna say. It really doesn't matter.
Right. And I think everybody out there, by the way, we should remind y'all that if you join the Wack Pack and become a member, then you have access not only to all of these episodes early and with no swearing removed, but you also get to see a bonus episode that we did with the Viral Way that was 2 hours of some of the most intense arguing that we've probably ever done on this podcast. Great conversation. And that episode will come out at some point in the future, a few weeks from now. But we're also going to be doing more episodes for members only. I mean, I guess I do want to ask you that is what's your response to the people out there who are upset about the Wack Pack and the fact that they're not able to watch the Adam and Wack show for the usual $5 a month that they've been upgraded to $10 per month?
I mean, listen, if you ain't supporting the Wack Pack,
then you
ain't part of the Wack Pack.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, I mean, listen, brother, y'all lose $5, $10 a day, $5 a month. I mean, what is that? What is that, bro? That's not even 50 cents a day. What is some bullshit? So, end of the day, we have given you guys enough content, and we giving you guys other exclusive content to go on over there, man, and spend your pennies with us, man. You know, look out.
No, I mean, I feel like with that Viral Way episode, that's an episode that we wouldn't have done that day. It didn't make sense for us because keep in mind, we did an hour and a half of just me and you, and then we did 2 hours with them. That's way more content than we were planning on doing that day, and it wouldn't necessarily have made sense for us to do it if we weren't pushing this additional membership tier. So personally, I am excited about it, and I think it creates an environment where it makes more sense for us to do more content. I mean, the Joe Budden podcast has tiers going up to like $50 a month on their Patreon, but they do produce a lot of original content. So their hardcore fans are watching like 1 or 2 additional episodes per week that they're not getting on YouTube because of the fact that they're paying supporters. And I only say that they have like a $25 tier and a $50 tier to put into perspective that the $10 tier, not exactly the craziest thing ever,
not at all, man. Not at all, man.
Although I do respect every single person. If you come out of pocket for our content, we respect that massively.
Look, we know y'all don't want to pay for him, but y'all know I'm worth it. Shout out to YK Osiris, not on the Diddy side, but I'm worth it.
Wait, why is he on the Diddy side?
He was mentioned.
Oh, he was in that paperwork?
He was mentioned somewhere. They say some.
Man, I just found out that my bitch used to f with Diddy.
Which one?
Lena.
Nah, you capping.
Dead homies.
Where did she meet Diddy at? At a party?
Yeah, LA lifestyle. She got it in with him.
What a group.
Yeah.
So did she confirm like the things where
she was with the Punisher?
Nah.
Punisher nutted all over her titties and she had to bring it in and deliver it to Diddy.
You capping right now.
How you know?
Come on, bro. Cause that's my home, bro. I got a lot of.
She got punished. The Punisher was up in that.
You serious?
Oh yeah.
Raw dogging?
The rawest of dogs.
Yo, man, you a very strong-minded individual, bro.
Hey, when the Punisher comes calling, you got to let the Punisher slide up in the guts.
Yo, I seen him interviewing with
Vlad.
No, it wasn't Vlad.
Oh, okay, that's what I watched.
Cameron.
Oh, he did that too, huh?
And Cameron asked him, yo, was it good? And he said, yo, man, it was hard doing what I was supposed to do. You got to do what a Yankee had fitted naked with baby oil, spraying it like he's the warden, whacking off, giving demands, and I'm paying attention to him because I don't know if he gonna come over here and try to do something to me.
Yeah.
He said, I couldn't really get off. I'm like, yo, Diddy is each his own. Dude's a demon.
Yeah, super weird. Just like hearing him talk about how organized everything was. And the funniest thing is that the Punisher is from Harlem. So Diddy is basically like his peer. They're like, I think around the same age. So you're fucking this dude's wife in front of him over and over and over. And you have no idea that you're sitting across from probably the most famous, successful person from your generation in your specific area. And you're over here having to scarf down dick pills so you can beat it up in front of him. He said he was off hella dick pills.
Oh.
The Punisher.
Did you hear his nickname for 50 Cent baby mama?
What?
Crack pipe.
Yeah, what was that about? I saw that this morning. I feel like that's like a cute thing. Like, I'm so addicted to you. You're like my crack pipe. I can imagine myself saying some shit like that.
I didn't realize you threw up after round 2, but we had to get round 3 in. Get some rest. You're my little crack pipe. This dude's diabolical.
That's a pet name.
Crack pipe?
Yeah. If you found out that Brick Baby was calling his girl his little perk 30, what would you take it as? Like, oh, he loves you. He's hooked on you. Yeah.
I did tell my queen that I understand bass heads now. Why they keep taking the hit. I did tell her that a while back. I get it.
It's good shit.
Yeah.
It's not like everybody's just tripping.
Yeah, bro, like Diddy was different. He was a weird different.
Definitely. He's about as different as it gets, yeah.
Yeah, and what's crazy, I believe the worst is yet to come out. Now he got action. There's some line that didn't happen up on that stand on the oath. I wouldn't be surprised, man, if some fluke BS happened and Diddy walks right out that door.
It's possible. I mean, the thing that freaks me out though is like, is there anything in any of this about Diddy fucking chicks? It's all him watching. Yeah. And masturbate. Like, he apparently didn't really crave just, if I was in his position, would I maybe use some of my free time, my money, my power to get fucked up on drugs and girls for long periods of time? Yeah, maybe. But the idea that he used that position to only get hired dick slingers to do it for him is just so interesting. It's burnt out. It's a little different. And I'm really, out of everybody, I say, I hope his daughters are protected. Yeah. Because the older boys could deal with it. Because they probably guilty of half this shit too. Yeah, they were probably partying. Right, because I didn't heard the one that looks like him. Yeah, he into all kind of shit. That's another conversation. That's crazy to like have kids and sort of like initiate them into your fetish stuff. There's no way that's going on and they don't know that's going on. Yeah. There's no way. I really can't imagine having a boy and having to like, you teach him to be nice to everybody and then you teach him to respect girls. This is how you buy a girl flowers on Valentine's Day, all this stuff. And then they get to a certain age and you're like, nah, actually you tie them up, you put them in a cage. You collect the sperm off of their nipples, like all these other weird shit. Like I don't know. Like, did he slowly break them into that? Or? And then now when we look at it, remember these Drink Champs interviews when he was making passes at Fabulous? Yeah. Dude was like looking at Fab like, I want to put a chain around your neck and cage you, boy. No, me and you. I'm talking. He said, we are party. No, I'm talking about me and you. Yeah. We want a party. I think that translates to like, I want you to fuck my girl in front of me. Right? Yeah, we have yet to hear about anybody or any of the women have yet to say that I haven't heard that they seen Diddy and the dude. No, we haven't heard that, but I also haven't really heard about him with women. Yeah, that's right. That's a fact too. I mean, a lot of people like to watch. I'm surprised that he apparently liked to watch that much. Yeah, I will watch women. Yeah. I can't. But they say dude was back there like the warden with a little whip thing. He said he had this baby oil and he's like, yeah, speed it up, tone it, whip all this left to the right. I'm like, yo, this, like, you know what's crazy? Why didn't he just go start bad boy porn and be the director? Porn is very looked down upon in society. No, and he could have been the director. But a lot of people don't really want to be involved with porn, which I just watched a YouTube video about the dude who owns Pornhub. Porn. Yes, and look at how I'm treated by society. I'm treated like a pariah. I watched a video last night about the guy who owns Pornhub. This motherfucker went to such extreme lengths to hide the fact that he owned this company. His own wife didn't even know. Yeah, I know him. I don't even know him. Want me to put you online? Y'all might do some business. No, I think he sold it or he's working on it. I don't know. Listen, I know. I'm going to put y'all online. I met the owner of X Videos before. He's a billionaire. No, I'm going to put you online with this dude because you in that lane, y'all probably could do something. Okay, let's do it. Yeah, my man Steve Marcano, that's his guy. Definitely. Okay. I feel like. Oh, and why did we just skate past Loose Cannon lying about getting stabbed? I feel like we talked about that for like 10 seconds. Because we had just been talking about how he was out of ways to get attention, and then he steals one right out of Tory Lanez' playbook. Tory Lanez just did this. Okay,
you familiar with the spaceship that landed at the Beverly Center, right? You seen that
spaceship?
A real spaceship. The aliens came out.
No, I do not know about that.
You didn't Google that?
Spaceship at the Beverly Center
2 days ago. How in the hell you didn't know about that? Google it.
Spaceship at the Beverly Center.
Nothing, right?
No.
That's my point. I answered your question.
I mean, what is he thinking?
Come on, 22ster.
What's he thinking? What is this?
Hey, bro, listen. You asked me why I skated past it. I'm just like,
he really is a pathological liar, though, huh? You think Charisse is in on it, or do you think that Charisse knows that it's bullshit and she's helping to push it? Because she did not sound very convincing in those calls.
Kind of sounded like she sounded when the SWAT was there, right?
Yeah, it just sounded like bullshit. Okay. I don't really believe in her as an actor, to be honest with you. Yeah.
Hey, bro.
I don't think she's got
spaceships at the Beverly Center landed 2 days ago.
Definitely. So are you looking down upon Ray J at this point because he lied about sleeping with Sexy Red and had to apologize? What's up with that? We don't lie on our dick out here, Ray J.
First of all, I got on him about it.
Okay.
I definitely got on him about it. I'm like, yo, bro, what you doing?
This could start a blood gang war.
No, it could have her in the middle of a situation because I'm pretty sure she has a significant other. I'm like, Ray J, being who you are, certain things you shouldn't troll about, right? Because not only that, it may potentially ruin future business. 2, you got to keep in mind that she probably does have a man.
Right.
3, he like, well, Wack, I didn't lie. We were side by side on the flight, first class, and we both went to sleep.
She said that even that was a lie.
Right. But I mean, even that's the case, we know when we say we slept with somebody, we're kind of referring to in a sexual way.
But she was pretty insistent that also did not happen.
Nah, that's some other shit.
I don't know.
You're going to make me call him in a minute. It's just crazy. Like, I don't know what's going on, but, hey, Sexy Red, I didn't have nothing to do with it, but seemed like a pretty cool chick.
Yeah.
My apologies, whoever Sexy Red significant other is. I apologize for my little brother's behavior. He didn't mean nothing by it. He was on Twitch. He's been twitching, and maybe he's lost his damn mind because them Twitch dudes, they be up like a day and a half.
I don't know about that. I thought that's more of like a junkie thing.
No, them dudes be up, bro. Talking about 24-hour, 36. I went over there to his little stream house he has. 4 or 5 monitors, cameras everywhere. He's pacing the floor. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? I got another 9 hours to do.
What's he on? He's on Twitch?
Twitch, yeah. Ray J official, I believe.
He may have duped you into believing that it's more normal than it actually is to be on live stream for like a day and a half.
Bro, that's what they all doing.
Look, he's live right now.
That's what they all.
He's got 5,700 people watching him.
Bro, that's what they're all doing. DDG is making a killing. He did that and created his whole album doing that.
His own album? Oh, okay.
On Twitch, they watched him like they be up. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And I think they be up so damn long, they start to lose their goddamn mind.
No, that for sure happens. Damn, they're going to make me watch a 55-second ad for fucking Applebee's just to continue to see Ray J stream. Oh, you're going to call him while he's on stream?
I've been talking shit to him. He may duck me.
That's cool. Then we can see like a...
Hey, you're on Twitch again right now, aren't you?
Twitch.
Yeah, because I'm on the No Jumper show. Adam he didn't know you was on Twitch. Sexy Red just called in, cussed me out. I just got cussed out.
She said your dick was weak as hell.
He said she didn't even sleep on the plane with you. I'm like, yo.
Bro, on the dead homies. Yo, first off, I'm on with Wack 100. She didn't sleep on the plane with me. That's cap, bro.
Are you on Twitch right now?
Yes. I just have to finish watching this ad.
Listen, like Adam, I ran his Twitch up like never before.
Really?
Yep, straight up. He said, Wack, they ain't never seen him that much gift.
Adam 22, shout out to Wack.
We see you right there with the green hoodie on.
This is the audio.
Sexy Red told Adam, you're lying, that you didn't even sleep on a plane with her.
Wow. That hurt me. That hurt me, right?
Wait, you've been live for 14 and a half hours?
Right now, y'all.
I told you.
That's a long
What y'all
time.
doing is y'all trolling me right now.
Oh, no, we're not. They didn't believe. I said, bro, they be twitching like 24 hours. He didn't believe me. He said, Ray J's lead you to believe that that's normal. I'm like, this is what they do. Now, he's looking at you right now in the green chair with the phone in your hand, and it says you've been live for 14 hours.
So you basically went on live stream at like, I don't know, 10 p.m., and then you're still on, and it's currently 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Absolutely.
That's some serious focus right there.
Yeah, and it's it's deeper than focus. What you do is you build the community, and then there's look. This is the future. Like if there's a freeway that takes you to the future, this kind of streaming on like Twitch, it's the future taking you faster through the freeway. That's only in like 3 years. Right now it's fresh, but in 3 years, if you don't have it mapped out, just like y'all got it mapped out on y'all side. If they don't map it out like this with a solid template, I mean, you're in trouble. You're living in the past.
How are you going to compete with somebody like DDG who has 30,000 people watching him right now, and he's young, he's got that sort of exuberant energy. Meanwhile, Ray J has been in the game for a long time. How do you compete with this younger generation as an old head?
Well, you can't. That's why we created the ONs. We created the ON section, the old nigga section, right? That's for the old heads to come in and the OWs, where as long as we start to drive people from other platforms to this platform, our demographic grows in our streams because now you have people our age streaming with us, and then you let the YNs that paved the way, you let them continue to control the market because they're not going to fuck with us. Like they call me Unk. So they might pull up and support us and shit and help us, like, help us, like, through our path and journey. But the YNs, they got the fucking code. So the ONs, in order for us to survive, we need to drive everybody from other platforms here. So now we have enough people to dominate in our demographic. So that's what I'm working on.
That's a lot of damn D's.
Yeah, well, what helps you survive a 15-hour stream?
Doing Streamers Community College.
Hey,
how do you do a 15-hour stream? I can't do anything for 15 hours. I see you got a blunt in your hand. I'm going to assume that you've had at least a little bit to drink just because the Ray J that I know seems like he likes to drink here and there. How the hell do you stay on live for 15 hours?
Well, thanks to my team, man. We got a strong team that streams with me. Just like y'all got a strong team that supports y'all and puts in the work with you. It's team effort. It's understanding the algorithm, which we still learn. I only been streaming for 2 months.
Wow.
So DDG and everybody, they're like Michael Jordan and like Kobe's and like Shaq's. We have to stream for at least a year and a half to even try to compete with these guys because they know so much and they've been doing so much. I just got to
go over there. He just
let's do it. I'm gonna come over there. I want to come over and do a studio session on stream.
He ain't too far from here. But I would. Hey, Ray J, tell him how I ran it up. I ran it up.
Yo, Wack 100 came over here and ran it up. I would love. Do y'all have a no jumper Twitch?
We don't really use it. We're pretty much YouTube first.
So can me and Wack, can I help y'all do the Wack 100 Twitch, the Adam 22 Twitch, and the No Jumper Twitch? I want to help do that with us so the future is in our hands.
That's Moniece. Moniece without her hair done. You seen her?
I'm open to all that. Wait.
Are we still shooting the porno video, Adam?
I'm definitely trying to do porn with you, but I also
you gotta say just say corn on here because I'm on Twitch.
Oh right. Okay, I'm trying to get in your cornhole. Wait, I have a question though. What do you think your hourly is when you're on this? How much are you making per hour in the short term, not in terms of long term equity that you're building? What do you?
Well, I think that for us in the beginning, we gotta give, right? We gotta spend. We gotta build our camera team. We got to gift the proper people out there that's paved the way. So we're not profiting right now. We're just working hard to understand the algorithm.
He capping.
Bro.
You're capping. You know, when you went to sleep, I sat down with your Twitch guy. Yeah.
So we're trying to understand. We're trying to just understand it a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? But it is a lot of money in this.
I know what
and
you're
it's
thinking.
a lot of unique ways. It's probably like, this is the best thing you can ever do once you master it. And I think y'all both.
See, now they're making us watch a goddamn Butterfinger ad.
Bro, yo, let me tell you something.
He doesn't see that.
Yo, no, I see it because I got one computer. I got like 6 computers in here and like 4 TV screens, so it looks like CNN in here.
You got to go over there. I'm going to give you the address.
I want to go there, but I want to go over there and I want to make music. And I want Ray J. I want you to rap on some EBK J-Bo type beats with me. I don't know how I feel about us making the sort of sexy R&B type stuff. I don't know if I got it in me.
So, dude, let's do it. No, let's do 2 street records, and then you have the sexy R&B record that's already there that you just talk on.
Okay.
Right?
Let's do that.
Do it, but let's do it tomorrow.
Tomorrow night. Tomorrow is Friday.
Wack, you always got time for Adam. Adam, you always got time for Wack.
He's just right around. He ain't far from us either.
Let's do it.
I
got a verse on deck that I'm ready to record.
Can we do it tomorrow?
Possibly tomorrow. I was thinking that tomorrow was going to be the end to my marathon content week, but
no, that'd be crazy. You need to go, yo.
Let's do Tuesday.
Tuesday? All right, shit. Yeah, we'll pull up after the No Jumper show. Let's do that. All right.
All right, I'll set it up. I'll be over there a little later.
Shout out Ray J.
All right, bro.
Shout out Ray J. Big.
I'm in a new spot, Wack. I'm gonna tell you.
Send me the address. Send me the address.
All right.
Somehow he lost 1,000 viewers while we were having that conversation.
Yeah, he over there cleaned it up. He's capping.
Wait, you lost 2,000 viewers while we were having that conversation. It was at 5,100 at first. Now it's at 3,200.
He get them back.
Yeah,
they come back. They sitting there within 15 hours.
A lot of allegations of view botting from his community in the chat too, which I don't know what they're necessarily basing that on. But look how many ads were being fed.
Bro,
IHOP.
I watched him build that shit.
Oh yeah,
like I watched him. That's like it's crazy.
Okay,
I see he getting paid.
Okay,
but see, I kind of was thinking about off camera because think about it. Our morning show. What if we did Twitch Tuesdays?
I don't know why you think Twitch is so different than YouTube. It's like the same technology.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, I think we should be everywhere.
I just feel like doing tons more content on a personal level. I already feel like I'm kind of maxed out.
No, you said already that the live streams are kind of, so why not start building another lane on the platform? So when it pops, well, it seems like it's pop. Well, I know talking
it's just
to
another live stream, though.
I know DDG done showed me some serious checks. He showed me a 2-week check. That was crazy.
$12 million, that screenshot?
No, not that one.
I'm still like, I have no idea how you make $12 million
I seen a quarter
on Twitch.
I seen a quarter M.
That's a lot of money.
No, that's what I'm trying to tell you.
Right, yeah.
I seen he showed it. Right? I seen it, right? So what I'm saying is, I don't know. Will it hurt to create an account? We have
an account.
Yeah, will it hurt to start building it?
You want to see it? I've been on this in years. Actually, I don't even know if, like, does No Jumper have a separate account than Adam22? Yeah, this is fake. I think this one is pretty much like the main account that we always use, the Adam22
I think we should start building. It wouldn't hurt, but we'll talk about it.
Yeah, it's just, there's only so much content you could do. Like, I feel like that's the problem that, what's his name? T-Rel, that's what he's doing right now, is that he's doing like his normal podcast, and then he's also going on stream for like 8 hours a day, just doing Twitch. To me, it's like, maybe like take your admittedly limited personality and use it in a smaller confine.
I hear him and his guy getting into it over there.
Oh, do you know him?
Yeah.
I heard the Ace Boys broke up. Pun's little crew. They left. They started their own podcast.
Oh, we might need to get them over here to talk about it.
Ooh, Ace Boy Rios.
Ace Boy Rios, pull up.
You know who that is?
No.
Ace Boy episode coming soon. That's definitely happening.
Definitely.
Wow, look at that. The new Vlad clip. Punisher says that the feds contacted me before Diddy got charged.
He said that. Damn. He said he told him that he ain't had nothing to say.
That's my problem. There's so much good content to watch every day that I got to really make some careful choices about what I'm going to spend my time on. But Shout out to everybody who watched this. Make sure you go get that Adam and Wack Pack membership. I did not intend to do that. And go watch the episode that we did with the Viral Way. That was a great episode. I really am excited to see what people think about that big argument that we had, which, by the way, the argument was essentially, is Nipsey a top 10 LA artist of all time? And who was bigger, Nipsey or Eazy-E?
We got, that's crazy.
Who's bigger right now?
That's crazy, yeah. We got a battle going on the Hunter side.
What kind of battle?
My man Bang, he from the boot, he called me out. You know, he like, yo, bro, Wack, you know, because he always does the music rooms in Goodburger over there, him, Pitbull, and the rest of the gang over there, CL and all that. And so we got a battle going on, 10 songs. Nipsey Hussle against Blueface. I think I'm gonna wear his ass out.
Yeah, I feel like
I got some bangers.
I don't know 10 Nip songs. I know 10 Blueface songs.
Blue got some bangers, so Bang, you better be ready.
Does On the Dead Looks count?
Yeah, that counts.
That's my jam right there.
Listen, Bleed It, Disrespectful, Tatiana. Yo, we got some Calabat. I got some bangers.
Yo, that's a harsh reality check for the city right there.
Because
they treat Blueface like he's a meme rapper, like he's a joke. And then
listen, I don't know what they thinking.
Yeah,
but we got it. He called me out. We gonna go viral. And yesterday I took R&B to Blueface restaurant, King of Crabs, and she's very picky about these type of places because she's a boiling crab like fiend, and she went crazy over. So y'all go check it out. Pull up over there, Santa Clarita, Valencia area, King of Crabs. Go check it out. Tell them Wack 100 sent you.
The most epic moment in that whole thing was when we realized that Eazy-E had or has more monthly listeners than Nipsey, and Eazy-E has been dead for 30 years.
Bro,
that was an insane moment.
You go to Spotify and pull up Blueface.
I
don't know what people's thinking.
Because the thing is too, is that I'm pretty sure that Eazy-E's monthly listeners do not include NWA.
No, they don't at all.
Because none of the NWA songs are listed as his top
songs. They don't.
For some reason, I can't get the NWA page to open right now, but
they don't.
It is. Spotify's fucked up?
Yeah.
I feel like, I heard that Spotify's getting rid of the monthly listeners. So that might be the last kind of argument like that we'll ever have.
That's crazy.
The biography part, kind of is.
It is.
What they are?
Oh, it's deeper into it?
Yeah.
It's just not right at the top?
No.
That's some BS. Why they getting rid of that?
Because they think it's like kind of like an unfair metric that artists end up holding against each other, et cetera. And it is kind of weird, you know. It's like, because I could be the most random rapper in the world and I get a feature on a Drake album, and then that song gets played by people who are just listening to the Drake album, and that's going to send my fucking monthly listeners through the roof.
It don't matter. You got to keep them because they'll leave.
Yeah, but it's just like a weird game that they've sort of created. And meanwhile, Apple Music doesn't have any of that bullshit. And Russ made that point when Russ was like kind of speaking out about it. He said, nobody has these conversations about Apple Music because they hide that information. And I think Spotify might have internally said, you know what, that's a good point.
That was the great thing about Spotify. We can actually see stats.
Yeah.
Like, why are you getting rid of the stats?
But there's way less reason for people to buy stats if you can't see the stats. Well, there's essentially no reason to buy stats if you can't see the stats.
I don't know how to buy monthly listeners.
But we're not going to be able to even like the thing like where we went in and counted Lefty's first week album sales. That's over. We're not going to be able to do that anymore.
What, you're not going to show the stream count?
If they, I don't know if they're going to get rid of that.
They get rid of the stream count.
Then it's really over.
It's over with.
And we're in the dark.
Hey, that's their edge on Apple.
It's just funny because every social media platform, from YouTube to Twitter to Instagram, etc., they all have view counts.
That's a fact.
Remember, Twitter, until Elon took over, I don't think there was view counts on tweets.
Hey, bro, that Elon Trump shit.
Yeah, Elon tucked his tail. Oh, I'm so sorry. I apologize.
Yeah, because brother,
I'm sorry I called you a pedo.
Yeah, he got to shutting shit down. Like 150 billion drop.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what he was thinking.
Here's the thing. Trump is Teflon. Nothing that Trump says or does can be held against him. Nobody gives a fuck. Elon, much more skeptical.
Yeah,
his public image could take a hit.
Look, dude, and I taught you this. Dude got a warrant for murder. Trump, you didn't believe me. He got a murder warrant. He said, grab her by the pussy. He gives up gang signs to the Proud Boys. He says they're very nice people. He pardoned his people that they took to jail. Yo, listen, he's balanced. He gave Larry Hoover, took away his 6 life sentences. His balance is crazy. It's like, what can you say about this man where it's really gonna matter? Plus, he's on his last term. There's only one thing you could do, and if you do that, you're gonna make it an even bigger martyr than what he already is.
That's real.
He's been shot. The nigga got shot. And did he give up the hand or something? He got shot and gave up the clenched fist.
Oh, look at Ray J shutting us out on his Instagram story already. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I gotta take a big ass right now.
Oh man, you nasty as
No, wait till you smell it. All right, shout out to everybody who watched this Adam and Wack show.
Am I gonna smell it, weirdo?
I'm gonna jar some of the smell for you. Head on over to the membership portal. The link will be in the description. Sign up for the Wack Pack if you want to see our bonus episode and all of our other episodes early, without profanity, censored. Shout out to Wack. Shout out to R&B, Cuban Rob, G Wayne, Lil Jon, and many more.
Looking forward to the Wack 100 and Flacco. You've been exposed. We coming out to help you independent underground YouTubers, bloggers, and rappers. Then the next week, promo be going up. You've been exposed. You want that help, that light? We gonna open the door for you. We out.
Bow, bow, bow.